Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 2, 9.2, tight encapsulation. In the previous concept, I explained about the encapsulation. Encapsulation is meant for integrating data members and member methods of a class as a single identifiable entity with a identifiable name, with a unique name. Now, tight encapsulation provides the safety and security of data. It prevents outside elements to access uh, data members directly. By that only, the security of data is provided. And encapsulation enable us to hide the information. Information hiding is a very core characteristic of the OOP paradigm that can be implemented. Because of the tight encapsulation, some more benefits are there. They are validating data. Suppose, here a simple example I give you. Your int marks percentage or otherwise average marks. Simply average marks. Normally your examination is for 100 marks. So your average marks should be either from 0 to 100. But it never be minus or never be more than 100%. So, in such case, you should not take it as granted. Then user may give such a data which is not relevant for this data item. So, through this tight encapsulation, before initializing, before setting data, you can check the data is valid data for this data field. So, if the average marks are 100 to 0 to 100, those are valid. If anybody gives minus marks, that is prevented. It is not allowed to be set, means initialized. If you want to give, somebody has to give more than 100 also, it is not allowed. That's why only valid data for a particular field is allowed to be initialized. Okay, that's the first point. And one more example also I give you. Suppose your grade is there. Your grade. Your grade actually here it may be, let us take a string. Grade. Your grade may be distinction, first class, second class, third class. Okay, that is the grade, otherwise fail. But somebody wants to give excellent. Excellent, that is not in this list whatever officially you want to give grade. So that is not allowed. Suppose somebody wants to give average, that is also not in the list of grades, that is not allowed. In this way, you can check the validity of data which is initialized. So that is the another benefit. Next another benefit is, suppose it is defined with a data type. A data field is defined with a data type, and you want to change the data type. So you can get the data. You get your own copy of the data, and if you want, instead of float, if you want to make it double, you can make it without changing the signature of the method. This type of many benefits you can derive out of the tight encapsulation process. So, as I told you, for this purpose, two special methods we have to define. Those are getters and setters. Suppose three variables are there: length, breadth, and height for a room class. Then what you have to do? Get length, set length. Get breadth, set breadth. Get height, set height. Like that, for every individual variable, you have to define getter and setter methods. Getter methods are known as accessor methods. Those are meant for accessing data because those are private. And setter methods are meant for initializer methods. Those are called mutator methods. Mutated methods. In this context, you may get it out. Actually, for every field, if you have to define getter and setter methods. The program size is increased, overheads of the program is increased. Then how to resolve that? We must bear it. Actually, you have 10 rooms, 10 shops. Now, every shop, closing shutter, locking, and other taking other safety measures is a overhead. In spite of the presence of overheads also, you definitely do that. You definitely do that. So, that point you have to understand. Safety and security is very important. For that purpose, even though certain overheads are there, we must bear. So, data protection, data safety is very important. That's why we must use these getters and setter methods. And by using getter and setter methods in our classes, we can implement the tight encapsulation.